I'm Lori Rudniski, and I am currently, and have been for the last 20 years, the Executive Director of Bravestone Centre. It is a long-term counseling program with a safe, supportive environment for women and their children, also single women who have left abusive, intimate partner relationships and are wanting long-term counseling and needing extra safety as they begin their rebuilding of their lives.
What does Bravestone Centre do, and how has it evolved over the years?
Bravestone Centre has been around for, I think we're going into our 39th year. Originally in 1986, the name of the organization was WISH, Women in Second Stage Housing, and in 2013, we made a name change to better reflect what we actually do to Bravestone Centre. And we're more than just women. Of course, we do programs for supporting children of all ages, as well as parenting support programs and groups, and then also some supportive areas such as outings for families, as well as on-site food bank. But the predominant sort of focus is a safe space for women and their children to have a place to heal, have a place to learn about themselves and their experience.
What should someone do if they find themselves in a situation that involves intimate partner violence?
The main thing is, number one, make sure you're safe. Number two, trust your gut, because if you are feeling that things aren't right, that you're in danger, whether there's physical violence or not, the emotional and psychological violence is often there way before any punches are thrown. Often that's dismissed that, if there's no violence, then it can't be intimate partner abusive relationship. But the psychological and emotional abuse is present, and it sort of impacts people in doubting themselves, in questioning, that can't be right because I'm told that isn't what I'm not seeing, correctly, or I'm not feeling correctly, or this was my fault somehow. So definitely trust yourself and reach out. There's lots of services within Manitoba, right across both, across the province. But also there's people who are there who want to help, friends, families, often people who are in intimate partner abusive relationships are cut off from their family and their friends, and sort of isolated. The abuser isolates them. So it is difficult for them to connect, but connecting with someone, even just to get resources, making phone calls. There's a toll-free number on the Manitoba website. Also, it's a 24/7 emergency number as well. So if people do find that they are in danger, reaching out and talking to someone even briefly about, okay, so how do I get out safely, if that's what they choose to do. So there's that, there's fear, there's financial restrictions, there's, children to consider, there's all sorts of things that, really make it very difficult and complicated to get away. So it's never easy.
What are some common misconceptions about intimate partner violence that you encounter?
I think the common myth is that it only happens to certain people in certain communities, and that's unfortunately just not true. It happens across all socioeconomic levels, communities, rural, urban, ages, as well as ethnic backgrounds. Another common myth is that, why doesn't she just leave? I think that is, something that if it were that simple. However, in regards to the sort of the the dynamics of intimate partner violence, it chips away at your sense of self, your confidence, your, wondering if you're really making a big deal out of nothing, even though, your gut is telling you something different. And also there's the fear, if I leave, will the violence and threats increase? And unfortunately, the most dangerous time when women do leave abusive relationship is after they have left. At Bravestone, we're very fortunate that we get to walk beside women who have made that very courageous step of, leaving to the unknown for many. They don't know what's next, but they know that they want to break that cycle of violence for themselves as well as for their children.
Can you share a story with us that highlights the impact of Bravestone?
For, the 20 years that I've been there, and then even before, we've had many, many success stories, and we've been able to see women and their children, single women as well, make a real difference in their day, in their life, in their future. We've seen them be able to start to trust and listen to themselves, and sort of after they graduate from the program, they're standing taller and feeling more confident. And yes, there's going to be, continuing challenges, but their belief in themselves to, figure it out, that they will figure it out, that they will connect to who they need to connect to for resources and information, but that they are, living a violence-free life, and that they have every right to be happy and hopeful and safe. All right.
Nice and easy.
All right.
Perfect. Yeah, that sounded really good.
Okay, so you'll clip and
Oh, yeah.
paste and make it sound coherent.
James is a magic.
Yeah, magic. Yeah. Do your magic.